Alright, so I listened to this song and I said to myself, I says, go find time in a bottle. Okay? Go find time, the fourth dimension, the middle column of the reckoner, and show me how time is in a bottle.
If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do.
And then I said to myself, I says, let's do it a few ways. So you see the bottle? It's got two holes in it, or bulbous parts, and then it's got a base. It's got like a neck, which could be a 1, but you have to look at it from a different point of view. And then you gotta look at that hole, that hole, that hole, and then you can also look at the never eat shredded wheat part. Let's do both. Let's do both. I'm gonna tell you why time is in a bottle. Alright, so I started off with, let's look at the raw data first. I go, okay. Time is in a bottle. Very small. Let's just look at it this way. Okay, so I said to myself, time is in a bottle. There's the bottle. I found the bottle, need to find time.
Is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you.
So I was like, well, time has 4 characters. So these numbers, must show up somewhere. So I said, let's start with the top. You know what time is? 4th dimension. So I said, okay, if that's 0 with a slash through, it's just a 2. And that X is just, because it's a letter, not a number, really. So if that slash is just a 2. And that's 76, since it's a dot. And since the only other dots that I can see here would be like this guy and this guy. Probably this guy, because he's the bottom of the Y. I said, okay, if that's 76, that's reduced to one number. 7 and 6 is 13, 13 is a 4. So I go 2 and 2. 2 and 2 and 12 is 16. 16 and 4 is 20. So that represents 20 from a certain point of view. For T, for time. So I said, okay, how does this 174 work? Well, okay, alright. Now I said, it's all about bubble math. Yeah, I did better here. Okay, so like on the first day of creation, day 1, there was 1 light created. So this light was apparently called 20. Croce, I guess. Now day 2, I guess I is introduced. I is 9. Okay, so let's just see where that is in the hole, which is that 174. The 174 would be here. The 174 is just a 1 and 11. 1 and 11 is a 12. And 12 could just be a bubble, a dot, unifying it with this bubble, and like 110, and a 9. 9, 10, 11, 12. Like they're equivalent. Alright, so I said, what if I put the 9 inside? There's no rule saying I can't. So now I'm left with having a 9, which is kind of what I wanted, from here, with room for something from before, because creation's all about bringing what you had before with you. So I said, okay, then TI would be fly speck. Time in a bottle. Alright, day 3 pops along. We got 1 light. That is an M. It's a 13. Well, what do we have? We have TIM now. So we got this going on. And I'm like, well, that's the easiest thing ever, because you don't have to create a bunch of dots. You just need 1 dot. And if you can make a bubble around a 3, before it gets to closing, it's going to get sucked in by the black hole, I bet, and join up. So TIM would be this little guy. This might be very important for like circuit diagrams and stuff. Now day 4 happens. So in creation we got Pluto, Neptune, Uranus. Remembering we have all the other lights and galaxies and quasar and nebulas and all those lights that are not anything to do about the 88 fixed rotating constellations or any of the planets and moons about. Everything else. That's what this guy is for. everything else. 4 is so important, okay? And then we have a great light to rule the day, Jupiter, a great light to rule the night, Saturn, and the stars, the 7. Okay? So, we have to create 4 things, and I think I do that, because look at what happens. Okay, we have an E, and E is a 5, which we know is a V, and a V is just a 1, 2, 3 with a 1, 2. I'm looking at this going, alright, so something evolves in the middle. The middle we gotta go look deeper, I think. So the deeper I went down a rabbit hole, I said, really all it is like, you draw the same goddamn thing, and you put a circle around it. What do you make? 4. That thing, paradigm. A 1 of 7. Anyway, it's really not focusing good today. So, I looked at that and I said, well, really all you have is a V, a V, a V, and a V. Like you're creating 4 lights. 4 different things. Of the next step of evolution. From like that and a bunch of them doing stuff. So I said, okay, if the middle is going to be the 5, now that's your T, that's your I, and that's your... Again, you gotta remember. Or look at it this way. It's an M. But yeah. Okay, T, I, M, E in the middle. And I said to myself, what does this look like really? Well, this would look like this. It would look like a Y, because really that's what would happen. You would have a flux capacitor with a new singularity. And all I see is your T, I, M, and your E is here. It's going to be the one line going off, the one line coming in, the one line coming in, and then you're going in and out of the plane. You have 5. And 5 of the letter E. Okay? That's the symbol for in the plane, that's out of the in the page, out of the page. Yeah? And even you count them, you have a 1, 2, 3, and a 1, 2, and that's 5 things for your E. Even the symbols mean 5. If you don't count the singular, just the 1 and the 2 and the 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Time. It's like, you know, kind of like the flux capacitor. It's kind of like the most important thing you could ever learn possibly in your life.
But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them.
Ain't that the truth? Alright, so that's that. What does that mean? How does that mean time's in a bottle? Okay, we looked at time. That has nothing to do with it being in a bottle. We're going to take what we looked at and apply it to other stuff. Okay, I did it backwards, but I thought maybe doing it this way would be better. So all I'm saying is that this is your characters in play. You got this guy's in play. Your 5, your first and 15, and then your base. Okay? So all I'm going to say is that this is your T. We figured that out. How is this an I? Well, it's a circle dotted to a circle with a 9 in it. 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 7, 4 is a 1, 1, 1, but it's like a 1, 11. That's like a 12 more. It's like a 12 more than it's not. And then this would encapsulate the 20. So the 20, not in a circle, would come in the circle and be unified. And then you go down to 6436. Well, what is 6436? Okay, well, we know that M is 13, and that's what we need. Okay, so let's start with 13. You want to count all the bubbles? Remember? You weren't here. I say remember. Yeah, they're right here. So, it's the other derivation. That's the other one. Don't get confused. There's too much happening at once. Yes, I forgot. It's right here. This is the most important part. Okay, so we did T. We know this is an I. Okay. Because of this I. Now, how do we know this M is here? That's what we need to ask ourselves. So that's You know, 6 and 6, and there's a 7 in the middle, and 7 is nothing, and if nothing's a 0, then 6, 6, 0 is 13. Well, I'm just saying. But I think it's better than that. I think you have to carry everything from before over when it comes into play here. So maybe the 6, 4, 3, 6 is a 19, because that would be a 10, and that would be a 9, and together there would be a 19. So how do you get a 19? Oh, okay. Well, if you think about it, if you're 174, which is this dot, your 174 is just a 1 and an 11. That's just a 12. Or that 1 is on its side. When you turn it the other way, it turns out to be this, an 8 on its side. I don't know which way. We can be looking at bubbles any way we want. But 11 and 8 is 19, and 19 is the sum of this. So then I looked at this and I said, okay. Then you go from here to here, so this has to be your E. Well, it's very simple. A 9 and a 1 is a 10. A 10 is a circled 5 if you take the circle to be a 1 by 5. 5 and a 5 would be 10. And a circle 5 is very easy to add to all this. Okay? So, when you're leaving here, okay, remember, we have a 20 and a 9 in a bubble. Okay? And then you add an M to it. And you're going to put your 3 in your next to these, and then you're going to have a triple one saying TIM. Okay, so 9 is balance. I've always said 9 is balance between the left and the right, so we're not going to count 9. But if you count your 3 and your 2, your beginning and your end, and you count your 0 as the circle with the slash, and you just count your bubbles, you're going to have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. 10 is that circle 5. It goes on the end. This was why I didn't want to show you this. This was very rough. But then I said, okay, well, time is in a bottle, so T-I-M-E. Okay, it makes a flux capacitor. Like, that's the big eureka. Where that is that and that, which is E. So I said to myself, look at the dartboard. So I said, look at a dartboard. A dartboard goes 23, 6, 11. I think it's wrong. I think it should be centered on the 13. If it does that, you're going to be having a 13, 8, 5. It's like, do you see it, guy? 30, 8, 50, 8, all circled. For 7,716 magnets? Wow. Anyways, it's a dartboard rotated from the 13 to get it here, and then you have to do a flip mirror image. So if you actually take a dartboard like that, and then you take it in paint and do that, look what it does. You got your 13, your 5, your 8, and your 17. Your 13, your 5, your 8, your 17. Okay? It's all about the 76 is the 13, a 100, because I'm going to look at this now. I'm going to look at 76, 100, 64, 36, and 8. But we're going to flip it. So, again, flip it. So that's your 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 64, 36. Okay, that's just a 10, and that's just a 9, and that's a 19, but you have 4 bubbles, 2 bubbles, and 1 bubble now to count them for, so you're 19, and 7 is your 26, your 26 is an 8, and lo and behold, that's what's at the bottom of the dartboard. And on the other side, you start with an 8. So an 8 is just a 1, 7. Okay? Your dartboard, man, it goes 13, 5, 8, 17. That's the proper way. Proper way to play darts is set 13, 5, 8, 7 on your never eat shredded wheat. That's cellular energy in 3858. And you should learn that and impress me maybe. And stop talking garbage.